Hello, Jamie. Dr. J. Martini the third. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Um, I'm hungry.
Really?
Uh,
I'm hungry too.
yeah, I think I'm gonna, have a little snack soon.
Hi, I'm Jamie Montez, and I'm a scientist.
And I'm Rebecca Knox, and I'm an actress and filmmaker. And we are
Slice,
Me.
nice.
Anyway, today we have a very special episode for you all.
Oh, yeah. It's very, 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 I don't even have the words to even describe what it is. It's, what?
Someone's encounter with aliens and abduction, and they wish to remain anonymous. And so we're going to respect that. But
Respect.
this is the first time they're coming out to
Yep.
tell their story in detail. It sounds like it's out of a movie. It's crazy. It's bizarre.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
Outrageous. Yeah. And I think that, we're just going to get right into it. But before we do, we have to do our fact of the day. Jamie, what is your fact of the day?
Well, do you have any phobias?
I actually do.
Well,
I'm
believe it or
gonna,
not, okay.
yeah.
Well, what is your phobia? Please tell me so then I can go into my fact.
Uh, I'll tell you what it's called. Thalassophobia. It's called thalassophobia. That's my phobia. And I just discovered that term, but I've always felt it. And thalassophobia is actually um, persistent and intense fear of deep bodies of water.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, I have
Which
it.
is crazy because
I grew
you
up
are
on the
pretty
ocean.
exactly. That is
Yeah,
so check this out. So, believe it or not, your phobias are genetic. So, your ancestors experienced something that imprinted you. That is my fun
that
fact.
that is so
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm. I know.
That is so, I mean, I think that's also like anxiety is genetic and
Yeah.
like
Well, if you think about
imprinting.
it, yeah, it's imprinting. If you think about it genetically, our ancestors, all of the different times that like war, look at all the crazy things that have happened to people and the different environments they've had to live in. And we just inherited all of those kind of feelings and adaptations and stuff like that to our environment. And that is one of them. What is
That
your
is so
fact?
cool. Wait, but before I get into my
Mhm,
fact,
mhm.
do you have a phobia?
Yeah, I have a phobia of I don't know if it's a phobia, but it's more like a sensory thing. But I can't have lotion or like things on my hand. So I always have to wash my hands. And I have a thing with snakes, if that's is that a phobia?
There's definitely a name for it. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. The quote
Yeah.
that comes to mind. That's
Hmm.
honestly your biggest nightmare. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
love that
Like
movie though.
the film that
What about,
that
yeah.
yeah. And so it makes me crazy. So when I'm at work all the time, like I always have gloves on, but I also like am constantly squirting stuff like the what is that called? Hand sanitizer. I feel like the alcohol just like
Do you have dry hands?
but surprisingly I don't. And
Interesting.
I can't use lotion on my hands
I
because
need it.
I lose my fucking mind. But like obviously I put it on my body. I put it on my face, like
Does it make you feel
moisturizer.
uncomfortable?
On my hands, it does.
Interesting. I'm sure there's a
Anything that's like
name.
on my I know, I we should probably look it up. But
Yeah.
it is a thing that my I just can't if it happens, my brain is just like
Mm.
it starts like stuttering and
I That's how I feel about lotion on my feet because like it just grosses
mm,
me out. And then like getting out of the shower, walking barefoot and stuff is sticking to it. Yeah, yuck. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
My
Let's
fact
see.
of the day.
Let's see. Let's hear.
The Voyager 1 spacecraft will likely outlive planet Earth.
How?
It's just going to exist longer. I don't know.
How do they even know that?
I don't know. It was launched. Okay, I'm literally looking at my phone. It's going to drift through interstellar space forever. And Earth will probably be vaporized by the sun in a few billion years.
Okay, so it's going to be away from the sun. That's why.
Yeah, it's just going to be moving, and we're going to be vaporized. So,
word.
Yeah. So
Okay.
machines come out on top.
All the
good
time.
thing we should start looking into, turning into like hybrid robots so we can outlive. I don't care, actually. I think I'm good. Like,
I don't care. I actually wait for like any kind of news that's like, I don't know, meteorites, something's gonna smash into Earth.
No.
Don't think that?
Don't even say it.
Period. Okay.
Period. Okay, so on that note, let's
jump right into it. And everyone, I want you guys to keep an open mind on this anonymous person's story, and because there are so many people out there that experience this, so it's not anyone's place to judge, but just listen, keep an open mind, and I hope everyone enjoys.
Take what you want, believe what you want. You don't have to. If you want to just hear it as a story, like someone's reading you a lullaby or, a nightmare.
Lullaby, yeah, a nightmare.
Yeah, just whatever. Take this information how you want, but remain open, because everyone has their own crazy experiences, and at the end of the day, we really don't know anything. So
yeah.
On that note,
enjoy.
Open sesame. Hello, Anonymous. Thank you for joining us. We just had a really complicated start to this interview because as we were getting ready to record, our anonymous guest, their internet and electricity went out, and that's insane.
We're tapping into something that obviously doesn't want to be tapped.
Yeah. So please, Anonymous, will you tell us about your experience?
Sure, I can. Early 20s. I was sleeping on my bed and I couldn't sleep. It was a restless night. It was hot, humid. I was on my side, on my body, looking towards the wall with my eyes closed. But for some reason, I felt something was looking at me. Those sensations that we have. And in the same position, I opened my eyes and there was something right in front of my face. And at the beginning, I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or it was something real. I was among sleep and not sleep, that stage when you don't know if you're sleeping. So just to make sure that I was not sleeping, I took my left hand and tried to touch this thing. And I reached out to that face. And sure enough, it was real. So I touched it with my left hand. And it was kind of a leathery, when a person smokes a lot, that has a leathery face. It's kind of alien face. It's exactly the same. I thought it was dreaming. It was not, for sure. Then once I touched it, then I realized that it wasn't a dream. It was a real thing. And I tried to move there. I tried to wake up. And then that's why I felt paralyzed. They paralyzed me with a little stick. I saw the stick. My body fell into the bed, paralyzed. I couldn't move any single finger, nothing. Only my eyes I could move. And I couldn't even talk because I was going to scream to my brother who was sleeping nearby. I was talking with my thoughts. It was telepathy. How can you communicate with this, with many beings you're able to do so. We all human beings have the capability of doing so, but we don't know how to do it. So for some reason, in that moment, I could do it. And I was telling them, where are you taking me? They said, well, just don't worry, you're going to be fine. I said, no, but you are not allowed to take me because I'm not giving you permission. They said, well, I know you don't want to, but you're going to help us. And they tried to manipulate me. I just didn't want to, but for some reason, they manipulated somehow that I could just say yes. And once I said yes, they levitated my body, my physical body, levitated from the bed, my bed, and it was levitating in a horizontal way, going down the stairs from the house. It was about 3:30 in the morning, and my physical body went through the wall.
Mm.
I don't know what they did. They just whatever they did, and then once I crossed the wall to the outside, then I just don't remember. I don't know how long it passed. To me, it just happened to be in a second, I guess. And they took me to somewhere, someplace, like a big ship. I woke up on a, it was in steel bed. It was cold, I remember, and it was paralyzed. So on my right hand side, I had these three beings that picked me up from my bed. It seems that they were going to call their boss. That's what they were telling me. He didn't look like them. The boss is another being. Very, very scary looking. This being looked like a dragon. It was like about maybe 8 foot tall, very muscular. You see a lizard, and I remember very well his face, his eyes, and it was the most scary thing that I would ever encounter in this life, I guess, because I remember them. I remember that I see them before. Just I could see them before, maybe I don't know, another time in my life. I have no idea, but it was kind of familiar.
I have a question for you. I'm going to stop you right there. Couple things. One, how long did it take you to even like tell anyone this story? Like, did you keep it a secret for a long time? Second of all, if you like, what I'm curious about is if you say like it's just like Hollywood, sometimes I get annoyed at how things are depicted. I mean, do you really think that they have been that accurate in movies? Like, was there no nuance or difference, or was it really, because then it begs the question, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to challenge you here. Could it have been a dream?
No, yes, definitely they know something about it. That I could tell you right away.
Hollywood?
Yes, they know it, and actually they make movies which they make us think that it's sci-fi. But so that's the modus operandi of this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but definitely, yes, they do know. They did something with me, and it's something I'm never gonna forget. And still, I am suffering about it.
Mm.
Not only because of the trauma, but physically. Um, I have some consequences. So it might sound really unbelievable, but it happened. And I'm a person that I always wanted to. I never talk to anybody about it. I don't like to create this, call attention or anything. I'm the opposite way. I'm really quiet. That these things are really here, and they do this to many people more than what you think. I'm not the only one.
I just found this out, and I sent this email to an artist in Sweden, but he sent an email back And apparently there's actually a support group here in LA for people that have experienced what you're experiencing, and like the trauma and the PTSD and all of that. So yeah, Jamie, do you have any questions?
Yes. So when you talked about having kind of effects after this experience, it's obviously mental and then emotional, but is there anything physically like that you noticed and you can relate that to?
More than mentally, it's been physically, because for some reason, I knew how to handle many things since this happened, because it seemed that this been happening to me before. Maybe when I was a kid, I don't know, I've seen these beings before. So that's a short question. Now, what happened was that once I was on that steel bed, this being the big one, they had a device that made me accept. I say, yes, go ahead and do it.
Like mind control.
I have a question again. Why do you think they took you?
I don't know. As human beings, we have soul. We have that part of the universe that we share. We're part of it. And this is so powerful that that's what they want. But they don't have soul. These beings, they need our energy to survive. This planet is a jail, and it's like what we do with cows and all these animals that we harvest them. That's what they're doing with us. Not only physically, but they do it with our energy. Energetically, we are being sucked, and that's what they live with. So when you see, just to give you an example, when you see someone that have a fight, there is a lot of energy producing that fight, and that's called lush. That lush is that's what they feed on, so they can survive, because they are different beings. We are beings from light. We're coming from that magical part of the universe. They're coming from the opposite.
I'm going to say something about that. Well, you've had an experience with one type, but we have no idea how many there are. I don't think there's any way for us to know any of this. This is all speculation. Okay. And as far as we know at this point, it's still science fiction because it's so intangible. What color was the lizard?
Like olive green. And it had a lot of the eyes were like a lizard, has this little the iris was, it's like a little thing. And even the mouth, you would say, is like a serpent, like a snake, and it has a big tail, strong big tail, and the hands, they were like a lizard hands, but huge. I mean, this guy, only if he looks at me, he could just destroy me. Just only what he do. Like he was so strong. I mean, you could tell it was muscle everywhere. So yeah, I mean, but they aren't the only one. I had experiences with 3 races. So this lizard, these 3 little dwarfs, basically, and they were the doctors. I haven't talked about it yet. They were insectoids. They put something, a long stick in my right nostril, all the way up. And it was so painful that I couldn't believe it. I thought I was dead at that moment. And then I just lost consciousness. Then when I woke up on my bed. I don't know how long it passed, but woke up and I was tired. I couldn't believe what happened. I was thinking it was a dream, because I said, well, I might be getting crazy. And then I woke up, went to the bathroom, looked myself in the mirror because I felt pain on my nose. And I went there to the bathroom to look myself, and my nose was big, red, and had blood on my right nostril. Blood, dry blood.
Mm.
So I just could tell right away this was real. This was actually, the proof that I had for myself because I wouldn't tell anybody. Nobody will believe me, definitely. So yeah, it was really, really bad, really traumatic.
We really appreciate you coming on and telling us your story. I think that this is like a great doorway to kind of, opening up this conversation more and maybe having more people come forward with their experiences. And, I wonder how many people have similar ones to you and how they differ. And yeah, so thank you.
No, I mean, it's a pleasure to share this with you. I never have had this conversation, just like really detailed, like I have now for years. They do exist and they do things, and just be aware of that and keep an eye on it because
Mm.
they are around.
Thank you so much for telling us all of this and being a part of this kind of, what would it be, like a platform for people sharing their stories. So
Yeah.
thank you.
May the peace be with you.
Yes, thank you.